Today I'm going to share my second study tip. First, let me ask, how do you study vocabulary? Do you use vocabulary books? Over my many years of teaching in Korea, I often saw students carrying around thick vocabulary books. I think they wanted to show off how hard they were studying. Some of the books were actually pretty cool. Like there was this one that came with a red plastic sheet so that you could see parts of the book only when you wanted to. However, as cool as they are, I want to tell you that those books are part of the reason why Korean students do so well on tests, but have more difficulty speaking. Maybe you're using one of those books and you just memorized a great new word. For example, attention. It's now in your mental vocabulary list, and if you see it on a test, hopefully you'll remember the meaning. Great, right? Well then, let me ask you, can you use it in a sentence? Do you do attention? Take attention? Make attention? The right verb is pay. You pay attention. Memorizing individual words is great for taking tests, but the fact is that most people don't speak in one-word sentences. So then what should you do? Tip number 2 is to learn collocations instead of individual words. So what is a collocation? You can see that it starts with the prefix ko, which means together, and ends with location. Collocations are words that often naturally occur together. Some nouns can only be used with some verbs or some adjectives. For example, take a class. This is exactly what happened to me when I was taking Japanese language classes. I knew the word for class, but I didn't know the verb that usually goes with class. I tried to use 듣다, like in the Korean collocation, 수업을 듣다, and my teacher's expression told me it was very wrong. She didn't tell me the right verb, and I should have asked. Instead, I had to look it up on the internet after class. Learning collocations instead of individual words is a proven way to improve fluency. This is because if you're able to memorize groups of words together instead of as individual words, you can recall that group of words as one unit with a similar processing cost as remembering a single word. This is often referred to as chunking or formulaic sequences. There are other ways to improve your fluency, but this is one of the easiest. But it means that you'll have to change your learning habits. If you're taking language classes and you learn a new word, ask your teacher what other words that it usually appears with. If you're learning from reading English material, pay attention to the other words in the sentence. If you're watching TV shows or YouTube videos, turn on the subtitles and pay attention to those other words. When I teach new vocabulary on this channel, I'll do my best to teach the common collocations for that word. But if I forget, feel free to ask in the comments and I'll make sure to reply.